I have a shoot that I'm traveling for, a Sidemen shoot. We're traveling to Dubai. We're going there for 4 nights. And we're planning to shoot a whole bunch of videos. In this video, I'm gonna be packing the whole kit that I'm gonna be using for this trip. Let's catch you guys up to speed of what we're filming. We're doing a hide and seek, abandoned in the desert, and we've got cheap versus expensive hotel, with the expensive part being shot in Dubai. And then later on in a couple of weeks, they're gonna shoot the cheap team in a different country. So I've got my whole itinerary here, and based off of this and what activities we're gonna be doing determines kind of what kit I'm gonna be packing. So as soon as we land, we start shooting a video. I need a backpack. This is a low pro backpack. It's got wheels and a handle. You can just wheel it around with you. This also fits as hand luggage, which is very useful. It's got loads of different compartments in it. The main one being this one. It's got a little laptop compartment here as well, and a couple of other zips and pouches and whatnot. And then I've got a secondary bag, and I'm gonna be filling this one up with loads of little GoPro accessories, clamps. I check this bag in, take this bag with me. I'll probably also have a suitcase for my clothes and stuff. Also, a little travel hack that I've started doing is I put air tags in every single bag, just so if anything bad was to happen, I can always track my bags. I've genuinely got a flight in 4 hours time, so I better get a move on. I'm bringing my Sony FX3. I'm also pairing it with a Sigma 14 to 24mm lens. You know, the quality you get out of these is amazing for the size of the camera, which is why I love rolling around with this one. If I need to get some cinematics, boom, this is my go-to. It does 4K up to 100 frames a second. You know what? This camera doesn't actually go in my bag because look at how much space it takes up already. And look at how much stuff I need to pack. So what I typically do is get a camera strap, clip it up, and whenever I'm traveling, I usually have it around my shoulder like this. That way, whenever something mad happens, or I need to quickly film something, because you know how the guys are, they're very spontaneous, just pull up my camera, boom, and start shooting. I've got this little microphone from Sony, and this mounts directly to the hot shoe mount. And because it's a Sony microphone, all the connections are ready to go. I don't need no wires going into my camera. When it comes to these travel shoots, I'm all about keeping it compact and easy, and this delivers me good scratch audio that you can then sync to the microphones. For the audio, I like to use these microphones. They're called the Tascam DR10Ls. As you can see, most of them right now have the boys' names on them. I've got some random microphones from a different shoot. Another thing what I like doing, staying organized with names. So I'll quickly put labels on microphones and I'll write down our guest's name. So we're currently missing a Vic mic. So I'm gonna put Vic Star. I have these batteries, but I much prefer to use a brand that I've used before. I'm sort of testing these new ones out. I got them from Toolstation. This pack of 24 batteries, AAAs, $7.99. Con, why don't you use rechargeable batteries? Well, I used to, but then the problem with rechargeable batteries is that after time, they lose their power. You end up using them for like 10 shoots, and then they slowly degrade, and then you don't get the best out of them. So instead of a battery lasting for 4 hours, now lasts 2 hours, which is a bit annoying when you're filming something like Abandoned in the Desert, because you want to make sure the mics are rolling throughout the whole day. There we go. All the mics are accounted for. The next thing I do is I make sure they all have memory cards in them, because these microphones record to a memory card, and then later on in the edit, the editor takes all of the audio tracks, syncs them up to the footage, and then you have perfect crispy audio. I lie. There is like a mixing stage after as well. So we do have a sound mixer. Shout out to Johnny. He mixes all the microphones and makes them sound beautiful for you lot. Memory card, check. Memory card, check. Memory card, check. Memory card, check. Memory card, yep. Memory card, yep. So do another count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 microphones, and I'm wearing JJ1. I like to keep an extra microphone on me at all times in case one gets damaged or we have a surprise guest come up. So it's great to have an extra microphone handy. Another one in my bag. Okay, when it comes to the lapel wires, I could neaten up the cables right now, but you know what? I'm feeling the pressure. I'm just gonna say that this is good enough. Close that. I know I've got enough microphones there. Boom, done. Audio kit, done. I'm just gonna slot it in here, and then this pouch full of the lapels here. So for the hide and seek video, instead of going for the vlog cams, we're gonna film on the GoPro because they're waterproof and there's gonna be some water rides in this location. So what does a GoPro need? It needs micro SD cards. There's no time to go to the hotel rooms and check in and, you know, freshen up. We're literally going from the plane to the location, filming a video, and then we're checking in our rooms. So what that means is I need to be ready to go with the GoPros ASAP. So this is my chance to get them ready right now. Now I'm still developing a way that I can stay organized with GoPros, but this thing has been very handy. I had Jonathan over from Shadow Foam create this thing for me, and bro, this has been so amazing. I basically have this hanging on my wall, And it's sort of like a visual reference about how many cameras I have available to me and if I know that any are missing. And if I'm not mistaken, most of them are all the 11s. I've got 7 GoPro 11s. Oh, and then we have our guest, which is, we're gonna give him a GoPro 10. We're gonna give Laserbeam a GoPro 10. I need to make sure that all of these GoPros have memory cards in them. Yep, there's a memory card there. Yep, there's a memory card there, memory card there, memory card, no memory card. So we'll grab one from here, pop it in. Honestly, you lot think my life is so exciting. It's actually not. I spend 90% of my time doing this kind of stuff and then also feeling really anxious that I've forgotten something. Also, when traveling, I like to remove the batteries from the cameras because GoPros have this bad habit of if you lean on a button or it gets pressed, it starts recording and then the whole battery just drains whilst it's in your bag and it films absolutely nothing. You know what? I'm gonna take a spare GoPro and this one is gonna stay in my pocket at all times because I like to have a camera on me in case something crazy or fun happens. Plus GoPros allow me to film very low key. So in public places where this camera might feel a bit too obtrusive, I usually roll around with this to get like quick little cutaways or updates. Let's pack the GoPros in this bag and see if they fit in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is enough GoPros. They've all got memory cards in them. They don't have any batteries in them. I'm tempted to take these 360 cameras with, yeah, who am I kidding? Let's just take them. Let's just take them. Right, let's sort out the batteries for these cameras. I charged these last night, so each of these cases can hold 3 batteries. And I have 5 cases. 3 times 5? 15. What I do need instant access to is the GoPros, the batteries for the GoPros, and the little handles for the GoPros. Now, the location we're filming at clearly specified is like health and safety reasons, but they want something with a wrist strap and they want something that can float. And if you guys seen the hide and seek at a water park, these are the exact ones that we used. Is this something I'm gonna shove in my bag? Or should I check it into another backpack? They are very essential to the shoot. What if my bag got lost during transit? Might just have to take the L and try and make these as compact as possible in my bag. My bag's feeling very full up already. I also need to make sure I have enough data. If you couldn't tell by now, I love a good old case. These are my memory card cases. We've got micro SD cards in here. We've got SD cards here, more SD cards and more micro SD cards. I'm gonna take a micro SD card adapter with me so I can plug it into my laptop. That's essential. Otherwise I won't be able to offload any of this data. That looks gorgeous. That is beautiful. And underneath all of this are micro SD cards. I'm gonna take a completely empty case as well. After I copy stuff from one case, I put the copied cards in another case and I just lock it away. But you might be saying, Con, how do you know the difference between the 2 identical cases that you have? Well, this is where a bit of gaffer tape and a Sharpie comes in very handy, and I just label stuff. I am gonna actually zip them up and give them extra protection. And this covers the methods that I like to use to protect my physical data, but when it comes to my online data, it's a whole different story. And this is where NordVPN comes in. So what is a VPN? A VPN, or a virtual private network, is one of the best tools to guarantee that your online data is safe and secure. And because Nord have been kind enough to sponsor this video, they're offering a pretty sweet deal on their 2-year plans where you get an extra 4 months completely free. Even if you have nothing to hide, advertisers, internet service providers, even government agencies would love to be tracking and collecting your private data. So it makes sense to protect this sensitive data with NordVPN. A VPN encrypts your data and hides your IP address, keeping you hidden whilst you go about your online business. Whether that's banking, gaming, shopping, pretty much anything else, it's putting your privacy first. Have you ever wanted to watch US Netflix, Thai Netflix, Brazilian Netflix, Swedish Netflix? I think that's as far as my geography goes. What I'm getting at is that different regions of the world have different Netflix libraries. So if you felt like checking out content in those different regions, instead of traveling all the way there, you could use a VPN. See, I've installed Nord for the Chrome browser, and now with a single click, I'm able to change my location. And as a result, I'm able to play and find different titles that weren't available to me in the UK. Nord offers dedicated apps for all major platforms, and you can protect up to 6 devices with a single account. You can install it on your phone, your work laptop, your iPad, even your Wi-Fi router in a few and simple steps. And with a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk trying it out for yourself. And if you follow the link in my description and purchase a 2-year plan, you'll get an additional 4 months completely free. Now, I really like this specific case because it's got a slot for SD cards, but then in each SD card slot, it's got 2 slots for micro SD cards. So you can store 12 SD cards in here, 24 micro SD cards. I'm also gonna take a couple of extra SD cards that are under 64 gigabytes. This is the Sony ZV-1. These are the vlog cameras, and they're typically used by the sidemen as individual vlog cameras. I personally don't keep a hold of all the vlog cameras. Me and the other camera guys, we often get split up into different teams at different locations. So we decided that it's best for both of us to hang on to a couple of cameras each. These are most often used on hide and seek videos. For this hide and seek, we're going to a place called Motion Gate. Now, they've also informed me that at Motion Gate, they have a couple of water activities. That changes things up. All of a sudden, we're not gonna be using the ZV ones to vlog on, because if the boys wanna go on the water activities, these cameras won't hold up because they're not waterproof. So what do we have? We have GoPros. Let me pack these anyway, because for videos like Abandoned in the Desert, they're gonna be vlogging a lot. Even though there's us camera guys filming them, I feel like them having vlog cameras is a nice personal touch. And these cameras I pair with these tripods. These are the Manfrotto tripods. They're about 20 quid each. And I've got 3 of them right here. Here we go. 3 tripods, 3 cameras. Let's check they've all got memory cards in them. Memory card, yep. Memory card, yep. I'm using the Lexar 256 cards in these. Yep, perfect. And each camera has a battery in it. So I know that these batteries are fully charged up. So I'm just gonna pop them into the camera. 1, 2, 3. Batteries, they're pretty decent on them, but I come prepped with a triple charger base and I've got 2 of them. So if I need to charge 6 batteries in one go at the same time, I can do that. Yeah, happy days. So this bag that I've put the cameras in actually came with this backpack, which is very handy because it's got a nice slot for it as well. There you go. And I just slot it in here and be on my way. I might be in a situation where I need some light. So I'm gonna bring this little portable light with me. I also have 2 portable V-Lock batteries where you can also plug a bunch of different USBs into. So I'm gonna grab these 2 with me. I have my charger cradle for the Sony camera. This little metal accessory, I thought I need it so I can mount my light to the camera in the first place. They are paired together. Can we get an estimate about how much you guys think this bag will weigh at the end of the video? Let me know in the comments and then come back to it and let me know if you got it right or not. I'm predicting it's gonna be 15 to 17 kg. Okay, so we've got our sound packed, we've got our vlog cams packed, I've got my camera. You know what? Let me sort out some batteries for my camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of these lasts for up to an hour. It's very rare that we're recording for more than 3 to 4 hours in a day. So I'd say 6 batteries, and these are the official Sony batteries. I'd say that 6 of them is plenty for this trip, especially that I've got 1 camera. Memory cards, sound, vlog cams, GoPros, main camera, I've smashed it. And I've still got a little space here for any other extra bits and bobs. Let's pack all my batteries for my main camera. At this point, I'm just gonna do that. AAA batteries for the mic. If I'm gonna be doing data transfer, I'm gonna need a hard drive. I've got a 4 terabyte SSD hard drive right here. And because it's of such value to me, I pop an AirTag in there so I don't lose it. Because these cases, you take them out your bag, you place them somewhere, you forget all about them, and they have the content of the whole week on just this one little hard drive. Over here, I have a 4K Sony Handycam. I reckon mirrorless cameras have become too mainstream that we've completely forgotten about handycams. Now, the reason I have this camera is because we've got an activity for the expensive hotels video that requires me to film in the dark. Now, the last thing I want to do is bring a massive light with me and spoil the concept of what they're doing. I remember watching a TGF video. I saw them using things like this, and then after that, hopped onto Google and typed in night vision Handycam, and this came up. This is the Sony AX53. I also think this camera is a game changer because of how lightweight it is and the fact that it's got an incredible zoom on it. When I was testing this out, when I was walking, the stabilization on this thing seemed to be working very, very well. And I have no space for it in my bag, which is peak because it's not an item I want to exactly put in my suitcase because it's valuable. I've also gone ahead and put a filter on this. But if you don't have a filter, it's like this. The reason I put a filter on there is because I might be filming in the desert and I don't want all the sand to blow into the lens and break this cover. And this is a CPL filter as well. So if I want to get rid of any reflections, I can just twist it and it will get rid of reflections in windows, water, and anything else that's reflective. Your mom's forehead. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Laptop. And this is the Dell XPS 17. Shout out to Dell. The main reason I need my laptop with me is so I can do data transfer on the go and any other bits of editing stuff that I need to do in my downtime. Now you can see why I don't pack this camera in here as well. There's just no space for it. I have more power banks. The Sony Handycam also comes with these batteries, and I'm gonna take 4 with me in total on this trip. And this is the charger for them. So again, I'm gonna keep this quite close on me. Find a way for it. There we go. That slots in there, not quite nice. I've got an Anker USB hub. Now this is gonna help me charge all of my devices when I'm in my hotel room. When it comes to 360 cameras, I can't make my mind up about which one I love the most. So I've got the best of both. I've got the GoPro Max and I've got 2 of them. And I'm also rocking the Insta X3 and the One X2. I'm gonna bring both. I know somewhere in our schedule, we have things like dune buggies planned. Yeah, we've also got a car to jet ski activity planned as well. So this will be very cool. If I can mount this to like a back of a jet ski or a car, it'll get like a very GTA perspective of the whole thing. So yeah, it'll be very cool to have these type of cameras on standby. 360 cameras go a long way. Right now, if I was to add up how many cameras I have in here, we've got 8 GoPros, 1 handy cam, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 with the 360s, 14, 15, 16, 17. Got 17 cameras. That's nuts. Does this shut now? Yeah, sort of. But I haven't packed a gimbal. Every hide and seek video needs a gimbal. I've got 2 options, RS3 Mini or the RS3. You lot are thinking, can't just pack, pack the smaller one, make your life easy. Don't know if my life will be easy with this. This is a brand new gimbal that I've just got, but I've not tested it out. I'm not sure how it would hold up with this camera on it, and I'm running around, and yeah, I don't want it to fail. So I don't know if I should bring this on this trip or if I should just use it outside of other jobs, get comfortable with it, and then take the risk. Okay, cables. Taken all this time and care to manage everything nice, and then last minute I just shove all the cables in. Best thing about Dubai is that all the plug sockets are the British socket, so I don't need to pack like an adapter. So that's one less thing to worry about. I have an even bigger bag that's full of more GoPro accessories. So I think my next mission for the next, I don't know, let's say spend half an hour on this, is to go through these bags and organize the right accessories that I need to be able to film the activities that we're gonna do. And 2 of them, zip lining and the car jet ski. We've got plastic mounts. We've got mounting options that have adhesive sticky pads on them. We have clamps, wrist straps, head straps. Will be useful to pack a chest mount as well. With something like the clamps, these are gonna be really useful, especially if I'm planning to mount cameras on quad bikes or dune buggies. You'll find that they'll have like a metallic frame, and the poles will be just the perfect size to be able to sort of clamp them onto the frame of a car. So I think packing about 4 of these will be more than plenty. And then I have these plastic mounts that I've got adhesive at the bottom. They come with 2 different types of pads. One is flat and one's curved. I also have ones that are different sizes. These longer ones are useful for mounting onto helmets, just so I can then extend this more out and the camera has more distance between the person's face compared to something like this. I also have these wrist straps. These are very handy. So for something like zip lining, it'll be very cool to put a 360 camera onto this. I have these extension poles. Now these have been really handy, especially when I'm mounting this to something like the back of a jet ski. With this, I'm also gonna need to pack a clamp. I've also got another smaller extension pole. So this one is a bit overkill. This one will be my go-to. Cable ties. These are lifesavers. If the clamp isn't strong enough to hold this stick from it like wobbling all over the place, I usually use a cable tie and wrap more support around it. Because cable ties are very difficult to, then remove, make sure you bring some cutters with you. That is not going anywhere now. I think this might be it. People think going away on film trips is fun. For me, I'm riddled with anxiety and panic, thinking that I've forgotten one little thing that would just be detrimental to the shoot. At this point, I'm just sort of seeing something useful. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Bring that with you. Are you sure, Con? Do you have everything? Do you need this? Do you need that? Will this be handy? It might be. I'll bring it. It's been a while since I worn one of these, but I absolutely love a utility vest. I got this in ASOS. They're about 30 quid. The best thing I love about them is they come with a lot of pockets, which means if I'm on a shoot and I've got this camera around me, I can have loads of other cameras and accessories in my pockets. So this, I'll definitely be taking with me as well. Oh, I'm panicking. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how I pack for a Sidemen Sunday shoot when we go abroad. We're going away for a couple of days. I think I've got enough kit on me. Please bear in mind, I am just one of the camera guys. There are another 2 camera guys coming on this trip that have their own kit bag. I hope you've enjoyed watching me stress out for the past however long this video is. I hope my trip was successful.